Season 57, War number 7. Today we've matched up against Lena M, or Black Ravens, and the bands are Dazzler, Mr. Sinister, Purgatory, Symbiote Supreme, and Hood. And my team today is Vox, Photon, and America Chavez. There's a running gag going on in my alliance that basically the player with the most fights at the end of the season is going to be one of the planners in each of the BG, because respectively we main Purgatory, Hood, and Dazzler, and the fact that all three of them were banned in one war was just really funny. But we all somehow were able to figure out some good fights for ourselves, and in my case I'm playing a lot of Vox this war, and I'm starting today on path 8 against this leader. I'm not attack boosting yet because I don't want to be giving him too much of the rage cap early on, and then I somehow get clips there. But anyway, I don't attack boost for this fight, and I'm going to save my degens right here. And you notice me putting a lot of debuffs on myself against leader. That's partly intentional, again because of the rage cap. Trust me, I know how leaders debuffs proc on myself, and sometimes I'm like actually trying to do it. Like, especially here when I have 5 precisions and some furies, and like I really don't want to be getting the glancing up, so I'm just going to get some debuffs on myself and lower my own attack on purpose. And it's working out pretty well. It's just the fight's taking a bit longer than I was hoping. That's probably one of the downsides of me having rank 4 Vox for this fight, is that I am hitting rage. That's going to be the only downside of having Vox at rank 4 for this entire war, as you're going to see later. You've probably seen the title of the video, where it's going to be something along the lines of I play like crap but I don't die, and that's how this war is going to go. Like, I swear all these fights just suck, except I'm not going to die in this war, but we'll get to that eventually. This is Photon against the Rintra, and I was supposed to put the rest of my boosts on, and then I forgot to, so I only have the health boost active for this Rintra, and I was wondering why this fight felt like it was taking a while. That's probably part of the reason, because I didn't put my normal attack and green boost on that I would for war. Just forgot about it. But after this Rintra fight, I take a break for most of the day, and then I'm going to come back later tonight to finish my fights where I have a full boost cycle active. And so I'm going to go for the special 2 here. I should have gotten the Sunder up before my special 2, just for a bit of a better chance of me critting on it. But there I placed the Sunder. It lasts like 30 seconds, so I don't need to worry about refreshing it too much, but it just helps against these crit resistors so much, especially when Photon's damage is, you know, going to be in red sometimes from the overload, but most of her damage is coming from white and yellow numbers, and the only way you can really get those yellow numbers against crit resist champs is if you have that Sunder active. So it is very helpful. I think Sunder is one of the most underrated debuffs in the game. It's super helpful, especially as a science champ. I remember when it got introduced, it started out on like Zemo and Kate, and I was always like, why? I mean, are there a lot of crit resist champs in the science class? Not really. So it just feels so much better on the science champ because mystics have so much crit resist. Anyway, we move on to fight Arcade on node 25, path 7. And taking this with Vox, this was not originally my path. We were originally sending a Serpent to fight this Arcade here, and then I changed the plan, because I'm the planner. I changed the plan right before we started joining to attack, because I figured that Vox would be able to get this fight down before Thorns like starts taking me really low, faster than Serpent would. I don't necessarily know if that's true, but it just felt like Vox would just be the better option here to get Arcade down fast, and on the Thorns node it's kind of all about killing the defender as fast as possible. So here I'm like fishing for an intercept, and it's not working out for me at all. Normally those intercepts work, they just were not working at all for me this war, or this fight. But it's okay, like I'm getting my buffs, and I'm probably going to be able to kill Arcade in 1 degen cycle if I line everything up correctly. Pretty sure I don't line everything up correctly though. I have 19 degens, which is a good amount for your first cycle, but I'm just not playing a lot very aggressive because Arcade's also not playing very aggressive, so I can't really hit him a lot. I can't increase the potency of my degens, so I'm just going to have to consume them back right here, and If I was able to use a bit more of my medium and light attacks when they were ticking, they would have killed him. But I'm going to be able to just full send right here. Unfortunately, that means that I do take a little bit more Thorns damage, but it's not too much to where it's annoyingly bad, I guess. Well, it is annoyingly bad. It's just not enough to really concern my health. So yeah, not a clean fight, but got it down. Now I'm going to fight this Killmonger here on node 34. Not 34. What node is this? It is 34, I think. Yes. Anyway, taking with Chavez is just a long fight. That's why I sped it up, but it's a really safe fight just because you're controlling the power from the node. Definitely not the best option here, but it was just, I needed a good counter to this fight on my team, but especially because of the path split that I did last minute. So I'm like, okay, well, I got to figure out some way to take this Killmonger, and I figured Chavez would be the best option. I could realistically take this with all three of my champs and just invul boost if I chose to use Vox. But we're just going to control his passive power gain with our negative zones a lot, and then heal a bit with the SP2. I'm going to finish the fight pretty high health. Killmonger drops his special 2 there, and then I'm going to go for the relic and it kills him. And yeah, that was decent health finish. Holy crap. Okay, this Gore fight. I'm not going to lie, I did not expect Gore to hit me as hard as he did through my block. I thought this would just be like, hey, I'll get some negative zones up, and then he'll be controlled with Rich Get Richer, and I can just block a bunch if I want to. Like here, I'm going to go for a block, I get a bleed on me, I'm like, oh wow, that bleed's actually kind of hitting a lot harder than I thought. And then I get another bleed, I'm like, oh wow, where's my health going? So, genuinely, like, that intercept saved my life a bit, because I need to get to my special 2 as fast as possible. And then I'm going to block more here. And he doesn't, then he plays the poison. Yeah, okay, so I'm like, holy crap, please die from this special 2. And I go for the regen, which is probably a mistake. I should have gone for just more damage with the orange dimension. He's dead, but like, dude, literally after that, I was like checking the nodes. I'm like, did anything increase his attack here? Because that like felt like it hurt way more than it was supposed to. No, that's how it was supposed to hurt. So anyway, yeah, we win because Chavez against people with a bunch of buffs is kind of stupid, but that was absolutely terrifying. So anyway, now I'm fighting this Lumatrix on node 48. Brainstorm encounters for this one. Vox came to mind, Serpent came to mind, Iceman came to mind. Ended up taking myself with Vox, and the goal is to just sidestep him and bait his SP1, and then I'll be at my SP2 with the Vigilance. And here, you can always count on Grass to accidentally trigger Stun Reflect within the first 15 seconds of a fight on node 48. And anyway, so we're at like 10% health there, and he's at 94, so pretty sure I thought I was just gonna die. Anyway, we have the indefinite vigilance now, which is exactly what I needed, because now I can hit him during his invisibility with no issues whatsoever. So he's gonna keep doing the special ones, which is exactly what I want. I can't bait an opening from a heavy attack, because if I do that, he's gonna get the evade charge, and I won't be able to counter it at all. So I also let my degens expire. I mean, I wish I could have saved them. It's not like I was trying to let them expire, but it's just kind of what happened. But I'm going for my next SP2, which is going to give me another vigilance back, even though they're indefinite anyway, so it's not like you need a new one. The only way you can lose your indefinite vigilance is if you place degens with your special one. If you're like consuming degens with your special one, then you still have that vigilance. It's just different because, yeah, if you place the degens, then you're consuming all your buffs. If you are bringing the degens back on you, then you're just consuming the degens back into buffs, if you know what I'm saying. So here I did lose it because I used my SP1 to place the degens, but I knew at that point he was just gonna die. Anyway, 7 health potions later, and we're gonna go fight this Sentinel boss. I've taken Sentinel bosses with Vox before, but this one is the first one I've used my rank 4 for. And dude, I've been waiting for a Sentinel boss this whole season because I knew I'd be taking him with Vox eventually. It just took a while for us to find a map that placed him. And yeah, I'm really glad we finally got there, because Vox versus Sentinel is super fun. Vox is my favorite Sentinel counter in the game, mainly just because of the amount of red numbers you're doing through his armor rating. Because yeah, the Sentinel's big threat is just the fact that he's going to stall the crap out of you if you do not have a lot of red numbers, or guaranteed crits and stuff. And also, he reduces the damage of instant bursts of damage by like 50% or something, so that limits some champs as well, like Hood maybe, for an example. But Hood still does a very good job against Sentinel, but Vox is still my favorite. And then once he gets into analysis, he always like wants to charge his heavy. I'm like, dude, can you stop? I need you to throw your special one. So at this point in the fight, it's just I'm trying to get to like 1.5 bars of power, and once I do that, the fight's over. I'm gonna place my next set of degens, and I'm gonna have like 40 plus of them, and they're just gonna completely rip him to shreds. So 22k medium as well is great, because we have so many precisions and intensifies, letting me get through his crit resistance sometimes. And there's a 14k light, and at this point, what is that, 48 degens? He is going to just drop dead pretty soon. Gonna go through the armor phase like it's actually nothing. He triggers armors, and then he dies literally 3 seconds later. So yeah, that's why Vox is really good for Sentinel, because like once you get to the armor phase, the fight's just over if you time everything right. So anyway, we did win the war 11-7, which is great. Very expensive war for me, because I just, again, played like crap throughout the whole war, except for the Sentinel boss. That was by far like the cleanest fight. Even like the Rintra, like forgot my attack boosts, so that made it a bit more inconvenient. But yeah, we did win the war. It's just expensive for me, so that kind of sucks. But that's fine. We move on, and I'll be looking forward to War 8. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.